Well, hi there. Thank you for checking out my channel and welcome. I am Amber. This is my channel, Handmade Yarn Crafts with Amber, currently. I'm still working on the name, but I appreciate you finding me and coming and watching. And today's video is gonna be my works in progress. And so I was holding up this bag. I believe I've showed this in a previous video. But I wanted to show you that I have made progress on some things, and I think minus one or two things, I have all my WIPs up here with me. So, hey, welcome to my channel. Here we go. It is early in the morning, about 7:15. My alarm was set at 7. I said I need to get up and record a video real quick before the kids get up, so maybe I won't be disturbed, but we'll see. So, anywho, I'm calling this my KU blanket because it's made with the colors, at least for the Kansas University Jayhawks. I don't think I had these done last time. I found some tutorials on how to make, I have to remember which way's up. I don't know that, no, yeah. So I made some letters. So this is, it kind of looks like an X because of how I have to hold it, but when I sew it on, it'll be a K. And then the tails are left on there on purpose, so that when I get to sewing them on, then the tails will disappear. But I'm going to use these to at least start sewing to get them started, and that's my U. And I plan on sewing those on. Apparently my voice is very not awake yet. So I plan on putting those letters right here on the gray part of the blanket. So I don't know if you can see, but I am actually on my second skein of red with this blanket. So I've had to add on, because I'm trying to remember, I think I only got 4 rounds with the first one, which wasn't very far, but it's a decent size, but I want to keep going with the red and get it a little bit bigger. I definitely think I'm going to be done after this one and just make it a nice little, not necessarily a blanket to snuggle up in, because I don't honestly know if my family that is going to receive it are blanket snugglers. So I figured at the very most it could just be a blanket that they display in their house when they have company over. So, and just something to have that I've made for them. So there you go. There's that one. I'm just gonna stuff it back in this bag for time's sake. And I have to point this out, to be honest. I don't know, just because I've been, if it's the bag or what, but I'm actually gonna have to fix this one. I think I'm just gonna take a little bit of either hot glue or some fabric glue and glue that down, because it ain't, to me, it ain't worth throwing it in the sewing machine, because it's a $2 bag that I use for project bags, and I can always get more. And then I have to update you on this one. I put it down for about a week because I've been fiddling with other stuff, and I was like, oh, my goal is to get this blanket done by the end of April. We're about halfway through April, and let's see, 18 and 18 is 36, so I'm almost halfway. So I'm gonna say when I get to row 20, so I got 2 more rounds. Actually, no, 1 more round, because I finished the 19th last night as I was laying in bed watching Juan the Yarn Addict's members only Zoom call. So if you aren't a member yet, you should, because even though I lurk, it is fun to just sit there and listen, and then I'll sit and I'll chat in the chat area, and every once in a while they'll see that I've said something there. I need to get to a point where I don't have people around. So last night, my husband was in bed next to me, and I had the lights off, so there was no video, and I was like, I'm not gonna talk, so I'm just, you know what, I just like to listen in, and I'll try to interact by the chat, what do I call it, the chat box, the chat area. Anywho, I'm writing down my progress. So this is my month of bod challenge blanket that I'm doing. Well, you can do any project in the Bag of Day Crystals tutorial playlists, any of her tutorials. You can even do stitches, stitch sample. But I chose to do the A-star blanket. Very ambitious of myself because I'm not known to finish projects very quickly, except for maybe hats and things, and blankets are definitely not my forte when it comes to quick. But I like them, I guess, especially the granny stitch. I thought my stitch was the moss stitch, the linen stitch this year, but I think it's both because I like both of them. I don't know what it is, but there's just something about them this year. I'm just drawn to them, and I can actually, I feel like I can actually put some work into something and have fun doing it, whereas I have so the thing is though, I have a blanket downstairs that I started called, I think it's called the Study of Ombre. It's 2 rows of a solid gray and 2 rows of Karen Jumbo Ombre. Back at, you know, just doing that, and the ombre actually is like transitioning, you know, color changing throughout the blanket between the solid, and it's really cool looking. My daughter's getting a little tired of me saying how cool it looks, but I think it looks pretty cool. I am gonna have to show you on another video because I don't want to go down and get it because I don't want to risk any interruptions at this point. So, and I'm only 1 blanket in, and I've got 3 or 4 more things to show you. All right, so this is my 8-point star blanket that I have chosen to do for the month of bod project challenge. So I am, oops, let's see, I am about that far in. I just finished this, the second round of the Unicorn Magic last night. It is so cool, and it's soft. I can't wait to finish this one. You know what's fun? Unless you lay it out, you're not going to be able to tell, but I changed the color sequence. I started with the orchid, and then went blue, and then went to the Unicorn Magic. But I decided that the Unicorn Magic and orchid blended too much to each other. Granted, the Unicorn Magic and the blue do as well, but the blues I feel like don't allow it to blend as much, if that makes sense. So what I did is I'd already gotten that far, and I went, I don't want to frog this all back out and tie it back in. Let's not. And so I said, you know what, we're just gonna leave it like that. It'll just be my centerpiece. And so I went and did my orchid like I was gonna do anyway, right? Because it was my next color change. But I went to blue. Sorry, blue was my next color change too. So I did my next set of color changes. I did my same order, right? Orchid, blue, unicorn. But it was after this one, instead of going back to the orchid, which is what the sequence would have been, I did the Unicorn Magic. And then I went back to the blue. And then I went back to the orchid, blue. And see, this is where I'm talking about, where the blue and the orchid, or sorry, the blue and the Unicorn Magic blend a little bit. But it's enough of a difference in the blue that it doesn't, you know, it pops. Whereas down here, it just, because this color here is so close to this color, it just, I don't know, it looked like it was part of it. I don't know, I just did. So, anywho, I am on I finished row 19 last night, so I'm on I'm gonna start my blue row 20 next, which I'll probably work on it today, to be honest, because I need to get this this blanket, the star blanket, my goal is to be done in April. So, and I'm gonna make it because I am on row 20, and because of the color changing sequence that I'm doing, I had to write down. So I wrote right here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, I wrote my row number. This is my color, Unicorn Magic, and then I wrote 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, and then 7. So I found out that row 5 and 6 are basically the same. So instead of writing 5, 6, I just went 6, 6. Because I'm basically just repeating 6 twice and then doing my 7. So what that means is, if you aren't familiar with this blanket, you do 5 rounds before you start the repeat. No, sorry, 7 rounds before you start the repeat. And then you repeat basically round 6 and 7 until you get the blanket as big as you want. So row 7 on the first 7 rows is where you skip a space, and it kind of, here, I'll show you. So I don't know if this is going to show up very well. Right here between my fingers, hold on, actually, no, right here between my fingers. No, I'm gonna have to do it in front of my face because the background behind me is too dark. Right here, you can see I skipped over that space. So this is where it like pulls it in to keep it that star shape. And so these 2 rounds afterwards, I skip over that one, and then this round here, I go into every space, and then the next round above it, I'll go into every space, and then I'll do the skipping round on the next one. So every 3rd round, I'm skipping a space. So, but because of the color changing I'm doing 3 colors, but 2 rounds per color. Had I done 3, I basically would have done that 7th round repeat, whatever, on the 3rd round of each color, I think, if I'm doing my math right in my head. This is why I'm never going to be an advanced crocheter one. I just can't keep things straight. I can do a pattern like nobody's business. Like, if it's a repeat pattern, for some reason I can remember that. But when it comes to other stuff and doing like the multiples and all that, right, it doesn't stick. I don't know, it's like I need a upside the head, you know? So, okay, I have to show this one next because I was noticing last night, I was like, I think there's a color theme that I'm going with right now for some reason. Pinks and blues. Even though my favorite color is green, because my birthstone is an emerald, which is what I have in my ears. But, and I love purples. I mean, that is not something recent. I have always loved purples. Just the deep, like, and the funny thing is I don't have a lot of purple things to show you, but like navy blues, emerald, like the Emerald City in Wizard of Oz, and royal purples. I love royal purple. Anywho, I have to show you this. So in, I believe, my last video, I got some new yarn, fingering weight, I believe is what it was, fine, super fine, #1. And I think I started and frogged a few times before I landed on making myself a blanket. Notice the colors. Very similar to the last one. It's navy blue, and then the pink is variegated, so like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see. Hold it up really close. You can kind of see the little pops of color changes throughout the pinks. In person, it is gorgeous and a lot darker because it makes it look light pink on there. But as you can see, I'm still attached because I'm changing every 2 rows. Just like another blanket I'm making in the same pattern. that I did not bring up here. And I am using a 5, I think this is a bit big, but it's working out and it's giving it nice, like, drape, like really nice. And it, look at the stretch on this thing. It stretches that way. It has some stretch both ways, but the main stretch is like, whew. This is a, what I say, 5.5mm hook with a 1. But I think it's working out. It seems to be working out okay. I like it. I mean, it's not going to be a snuggly blanket because I'm using wool, superwash merino wool on this. So I think it's going to be a snuggly mommy only blanket. And or on the back of my office chair. Like, it's not going to be one that I let the kids snuggle up in. So yes, I'm working on that, and I am shocked at how far I'm getting on this. Like, I haven't even finished the first full mini cake that I made of the first 2 pinks. Like, I just hit the end of the first one that I just hit the knot where I tied them together in the one cake, the 2 strands. So I'm like, and I've already gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 rows. Oh, it looks like people are up downstairs because my basement camera just said, hey, someone's been spotted. So I need to hurry up and get done. Anywho, so I got 5 color changes so far of the pink in this already. 10 rows. What is that? Because there's 2. So yeah. So yesterday I was watching another channel that does a lot of cranking. She makes a lot of hats for donations with her circular knitting machines, and I was like, you know, I feel like I need to do one. So I whipped out, oh, look at the sparkle in that camera. Like, so these are reversible hats. They are super thick. They're double thick. And they're reversible. So you can have this on the outside right here and then have this. So cool. So here's the inside of the hat. And you can fold it up. Now, my count was a little weird on this one. It was a weird day yesterday with my kids. Like, I had one refusing to do school, and he just tested my patience, and I started doing this and whipped it out pretty fast. So look, isn't that cool looking? Like, I made 2 of these yesterday. I was like whipping them out yesterday, and I used up an entire skein of black, of this black sparkle. And look, I had some hot pink. I had a little snag right there, but it's not too bad actually. But yeah, I whipped them out yesterday, so I got those 2 hats done. I think I took I had to frog this one off the machine once, so probably about an hour to get this, 45 minutes. So in about a 2-hour time span, I got these done with frogging and tying and all that stuff. So it's about right. Now, I'm pretty sure my friend doesn't watch this, so I'll be safe because she's super busy. But I decided that I wanted to participate in the Sophie's Universe Zoom. Well, okay, I wanted to participate in the blanket period because I've been wanting to make this for years. It wasn't until recently that, I don't know, I didn't realize they had a book out. And Juan, again, I told you, he's going to be in my videos a lot because he has been my inspiration here lately. So, oh, 20 minutes in, I am talking a lot this morning. He decided he was going to do a Zoom call with his members, that if you want to participate, you have to have the book, so that way it just, I don't know, it's like your ticket into the Zoom kind of thing. Now, don't take my word for that, but that's how he's doing it. So that way he doesn't just have, you know, people in there taking up space for the people that are doing it. that's how I'm taking it, okay? And it's not members only, it's open to the public, but I went ahead and got started on part 1 because he hasn't started the Zoom calls yet. And what it's there for is just for help, you know, or just to show your progress, you know, be like, hey, look how far I've gotten with da-da-da-da, right? So it's a huge book. I think it's got like 18 parts. Yeah, it's got 18 parts. And I just finished part 1. So I got done with round 7 and I went, ooh, I'm done. Hey, check out the progress I've done, to a friend of mine. And I know Maureen sent that picture to her, and for some reason, I flipped the page, I guess, to look at part 2 or something to see what was next. And there was a round 8, and I went, I'm not done with part 1. So now I'm done with part 1. So I just wanted to show the progress. Am I showing this right? Nope, I'm not. There we go. So there is my part 1 of the Sophie's Universe blanket. It actually is not too bad. Not too hard at all. Sorry about that. And yeah, it's gonna be a decent sized blanket because I'm using a 6mm crochet hook with worsted weight yarn. So the yarn that I am using, I'm gonna pull out the one I'm not attached to, is the Super Saver Ombre in Hot Sauce. It is, like I said, a medium 4-weight worsted weight yarn. These jumbo ombres, not jumbo ombres, they're just ombres, are 10 ounces and they have 283 grams, 482 yards, 440 meters. So if you're not I will say this is a crunchy, I don't know if you can hear that on the camera, but it is a very rough yarn, but when this washes up, it is going to be so soft. And not a lot of color changing in this, but if you look close enough, right, I don't know if the camera is going to pick this up, but right here where this ridge is, it is where the darker orange, it's a reddish orange color, starts changing. So it's like a little lighter here, it's that orangey color here, and then it's that redder orange out here. Like I said, I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but it's in person, it's looking pretty cool. Yeah, the camera makes it all look almost the same color, but yeah, it's like right here, it's the color change. So now that I've been on here for 23 minutes, oh my goodness, I've had a lot to talk about. I probably should have done a couple less projects or something, but yeah, so thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna pop off here and hopefully get this loaded so it goes up today, because it's been a few days since I loaded a video. But like I said, it's a little tough trying to get a moment of quiet around this house with 2 boys and my daughter. So yeah, the daughter, she likes to yell at her brothers, so maybe not yell at them, but you know, be the boss like mom. So thank you so much for joining me today, friends, and I will see you on the next video. Have a fantastic day.